Hey everybody, it is Romania Black, and we are on episode 4 of Arcane. Happy Progress Day! Ta-da! So yeah, that's such a happy, optimistic title after that episode of Pain. So, fun times. But yeah, we concluded Act 1. We concluded the first arc of this season, and it ended really sad. So, Powder's been taken by Silco, Vi is with Marcus, Vander is dead, Grayson is dead, Milo and Clagger are dead, lots of deaths, Deckard's dead, there's a lot of people dead, and then yeah, our two sisters have been split up, and they've been taken, one by our antagonist, and then one by Marcus, and I'm very curious what's going to happen with. And then meanwhile, with Heimerdinger, we have Jayce and Viktor discovering about the Hex text, and Mel seems pretty apt to want to market it, so it's going to be interesting to see how we go into... And Echo's by himself, so that's sad. So we're going to go into this episode and see what all is happening. My brother is eating popcorn over here, having the time of his life, checking out this. But he has seen this before and wants to watch it with me, and so we're going to watch it and talk about it. All that fun stuff. So yeah, we're not quite halfway through. After this episode, we'll be kind of like teetering the halfway point of the series, because there's 9 episodes, so it's like between 5 and 6 will be the halfway point. But yeah, I'm curious to see what all is going to happen with this and where we're going to with the story from here, so let's not waste any more time. We are going to start episode 4 of Arcane, and we are going to start that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Well... So that was an episode. That was probably, honestly, that may be my favorite yet. I liked last episode, but that one I liked an awful lot. Like, that is a perfect setup episode for the second half. I like it. So, okay. So, going back through all this. So yeah, so it's been a couple years. It's clearly been like 4 or 5 years, because Jinx, as she's called now, Powder's now Jinx, has grown up quite a bit. Jinx is interesting. She's interesting. Talk about this. So I like this conversation, going back to this episode. I like this. Okay, really quick, and I know not spoilers or thing, but is that tiny little furry thing that is Heimerdinger's pet, is it a League of Legends thing?
It's a Poro.
A Poro. Okay, it's adorable.
They come from the Freljord.
Yes.
Everybody loves them.
Okay, yeah, no, it's adorable. It's freaking cute. It has a little the black eye and the glass eye. It's adorable. I love it.
There is a map in the game where you get Poro snacks, and you can feed and have like a little flock of them follow you around.
Yes, that's all I would do in the game. I would be of no use. I would just feed these little things and just have them follow me, and everybody be yelling at me like, do something, and I'm like, no, because this is all I've come to do.
There are some skins that have Poros in them as well.
That's adorable. I freaking love this thing. It's the cutest.
Everybody loves Poros.
Yeah, no, it's the cutest thing in the world. I was like, yep, on board with Heimerdinger having this little Poro as a pet. So freaking cute. So, okay, going through this episode. So, Heimerdinger here giving the speech about Piddly, and the idea that Stanwyck, that he basically set aside personal ambition to leave something for the future. And I feel like it is it's Heimerdinger being like, isn't it better to leave stuff for the future generation than to seek your own ambitions? Isn't that important? Like, he's trying to encourage Jayce to be careful.
He's trying to make sure Jayce knows that the fame could go to his head and lead to a Piltover's ruin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's like, this guy sacrificed his own personal ambitions, and because of that, even though he didn't have any, like, major success, he paved the way for the future, and that's why he's remembered. Like,
he wasn't well known, but he set up everything so the next generation could keep building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like Heimerdinger's, he's trying to tell Jayce, because Jayce is probably, probably late 20s, early 30s at this point. He's still young, so he's
already made, like, a huge leap in technological discovery.
Yeah, he's responsible for this basically life-changing technology, and he has so much promise still, and Heimerdinger's like, don't get ahead of yourself, like, just pace yourself, it's fine. And I like Jayce's character a lot. He's fun. I like Jayce's character, and he's very genuine, he's very sincere. Victor's, like, his condition's gotten a lot worse. Like, he's not, I have the feeling that Victor's like, let's keep developing this technology so I can get myself better, because Jayce is like, Jayce looks normal, everybody else is growing up, Victor looks awful. He looks like he's just taken a big turn for the worse. Like, he's got bags under his eyes, he's coughing, he's clearly not the same. So he's probably like, my condition's getting worse, let's keep developing technology. And that whole time when Heimerdinger's like, oh, just wait another decade, it'll go by in a flash, the gestures and facial expressions of Victor, he was just like, no, we don't have that time.
Well, so he doesn't have that.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't have that time. That's exactly right. Like, it's as if he's my prognosis. He's like, I don't have a lot of time left. Let's advance some things so I can get healed. And so that's so sad. I felt so bad for Victor in this episode, because I was like, especially when we didn't see him after Jayce gave that speech. We didn't see him again. And I was like, he was disappointed because he wanted to, well, we saw him like once, but he wanted to show off that technology, and Jayce made the decision not to.
And Jayce wanted him to be up there to show his partner. But,
I know, that made me so sad, because...
But it's probably a good thing, because they're looking forward for progress. You get somebody up there that's sickly, and...
But I don't like that! See, that makes me sad, because I'm like, no! And that's what Victor's whole thing was. He didn't want to go up there, because he's like, oh, well, I don't look good. I'm like... But you're still a brilliant mind. Like, I hate that.
Brilliant mind, but there's also, as Murdana put it, potential investors out there.
Well, screw them! I know what you're saying, but I was just like,
he needs the money to continue the research and do it quicker.
And I know that's why Victor said he didn't want to go up there, because he didn't want them to see him. But that makes me so sad, because I'm like, no, you're such a part of it. And for him not to be in there, I know why he did it, but it's so sad. I was like, damn it. No.
Yeah, those little mechanical bugs.
I do like the mechanical bugs. And Jinx has one at some point too. But yeah, the mechanical bugs, I like them. They're really super cute.
It's like a little kid's toy you sell.
Yeah, it's just because it's got a little gear in it. It's like a little clock, and it turns like a little gear. It's so cute. And man, the propaganda-ish posters from like the 1950s is what it looks like, with Jayce's face all over it. And then we got some guy from Avatar walking around. We've got all these different people coming to see things. So yeah, and I like that we get subtle little notices. They never say how much time has passed, but you know how much time has passed, because you can see how people have gotten older, and especially Caitlin girl. Caitlin meeting Vi, I'm so excited about this, because I can see Caitlin and Vi's personalities gelling so well, because they both have this sense of justice and right, except it's like the posh girl that's the police officer meets the rugged thug from underground. I'm like, yes, please.
Uptown Girl.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, get Billy Joel playing. I'm like, Uptown Girl. Like, yeah. Because, yeah, Caitlin, I felt bad for her in this episode, too, because she's, like, trying to do detective things, be on the force, like, do something good, and everybody's judging her by her family. They're judging her by her status, and she's like, I don't care about that shit. I'm just trying to do my job. And so I like Caitlin's character a lot in this, too. I like that she's... her doing detective-y things is fun. So yeah, go into this ship that gets attacked by Jinx and them.
Well, Jinx is actually protecting it.
So Jinx was trying to protect the... Okay.
That shimmer.
Okay, so Jinx was trying to protect the shipment coming in. They were supposed to protect the cargo.
Yeah, that's all cargo.
And then the firelights are the ones that came... Okay, question. I'm going to put a theory out there. You don't have to say a word, because it's probably a spoiler. The guy with the white mask is Echo. I know, and you look away! Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. Don't tell me yet, but the only reason I think so, one, the white mask kind of looks like his white hair, but also like the orange around his neck. He wore a lot of orange as a kid, and just the way that, I don't know, the way that he moved and stuff, I'm like, I bet that's Echo. So Vi is underground in this prison. So Marcus just basically locked Vi up, right?
He used her as the scapegoat. Yeah,
he used her as a scapegoat, and instead of killing her, they put her in this prison. And that's where she's like got all tatted up and like been... So the person that Jinx killed was not Vi. It was just somebody she thought looked like her. That had pink hair. That kind of makes sense, because we had the guy with the... See, I wondered... It's a big red herring, because when they go down there, she has the hood up, like the red hood. And for a second, I really thought that it was... I thought it might have been Vi because of the red hoodie, like what Vi wore in the past.
That's not the person. They died down there.
Oh, gotcha. But that's what I mean. Like, when you first saw the crew come up, I was like, okay, maybe that's Echo. And then I thought, well, maybe that's Vi. Maybe Vi got away and went back to Echo and Underground and all that. But it makes sense that she didn't, because otherwise she would have probably sought out Powder and tried to find her. But I get such Harley Quinn vibes from Jinx. Like, major, major Harley Quinn vibes from Jinx. And Jinx is, without spoiling me, Jinx is messed up. Just a wee bit. She got some issues. She got some major issues. I think the most disturbing thing is she has the doll that looks like Milo. That's freaking disturbing.
When we get to the park, there's also Clagger's goggles.
Oh, we'll go through this. But yeah, that's... Okay, so yeah, when she comes here... Yeah, and so Jinx is older, obviously, and she's got some... Okay, so when you do see the close-up, it clearly is not... It's not Vi, but it just kind of looks like her.
It's not, but the PTSD flared up there.
Yeah, she just... Oh, my God. Yeah, it wasn't her, but it was somebody else. And then just, like... I give props to the animation studio because the body language of Jinx and everything, it matches, like, her kid... Like, it all matches her child form so well. But... God. And Silco is definitely partial to Jinx. Like, he lets her slide with a lot. And it's kind of creepy. A little bit. It's a little creepy. There's a few times when I'm like, Jinx, honey. I'm like, I still get that father-daughter dynamic between him and Silco, but there's a couple moments with her body language, I'm like, you need to get away. You need to back off. It's a little creepy. And I'm like, and I don't think Silco knows what to do with any of this. He's like, I've made a monster and I'm trying to just control it. And
well, it's not really controlling. It's more like he accepts who she is and he tries to give her directive.
Yeah.
He tries to direct her where he would like her to go.
That's
but
true.
Not like confining her.
Right. And that kind of makes sense too. He wants her to be this free spirit and grow because she is intelligent and really strong. But then at the same time, he kind of just lets her do what she wants. And that's what the other woman that is called the ogre is like, you're just letting this kid run around and do whatever she wants and she's going to kill us all, you know? Because she's a kid. She still technically is like a teenager. But yeah, Viktor, he looks so awful. I want to give him a haircut and a hug. So yeah, so this idea of, I love the fact that Jayce uses the hammer, like the big iron and everything, because he has that blacksmith background. I love it. I love the idea that they have these gemstones now that can power these Thanos-like gloves.
And you don't have the problem with the last ones where even the slightest on the ground sets them off.
Yeah, this is more refined and controlled, right? Yeah, it's all been polished. Putting it in there like the gemstones, like the time stones. So anyway, yeah, and then of course, yeah, just this idea of Heimerdinger being like, oh, a decade will go by real quick. It'll be perfectly fine. And Viktor's like, no, we can't afford to wait that long. Oh, I feel so bad for him. I do.
The device also had a bit of a mishap when Jayce was playing with the thing and it set it off.
Yeah, so it's
they don't have it set to where a specific gemstone controls a specific device.
Oh.
So if you had a problem with one controller, it could set off a whole bunch of those.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That would be a big old problem. So yeah, it's clearly not ready to go. So
the gauntlet is.
The gauntlet is.
I believe, is good. It's just that claw. It's much more hazardous.
It's more touchy. Because
if they had just shown like the gauntlet.
Right.
And maybe like an armor for it, then it could be easily used for the mining thing. Yeah,
I'm kind of glad, though, that he didn't show them anything in the end. I'm glad that he did the speech. One, because it was more in Jayce's character. He, like, had the big... As soon as he quit going off script and spoke from his heart, he was, like, more impassioned about it. And he's like, yeah, well, he gave the big optimistic speech. But like Heimerdinger, he's like, you can't rush these things. And if you do, people are... It's, you know, the Hex Gate's one thing, but this is another thing.
The Hex Gate's a stationary thing. We have guards around.
Right. This is like portable stuff that anybody can use, right? Not everybody can use the Hex Gate. It's like one big thing that's run. This is like anybody can have, and if it gets in the wrong hands, it could easily get manipulated and altered, and you don't want to do that unless you've figured out all the kinks.
Which I don't understand why they left the gemstone
at
the tent with no guards.
That's a really good point. When they said it was stolen, I was like, were you guys making out in the corner and not watching it? Like, what were you doing? Why weren't you watching the stone? Why weren't you with it? What? That was the one part where he's like, we weren't watching a stone. I was like, well, what were you doing? I do like this scene where we're at the airship and Caitlin runs into the guy with the tattoos. It speaks a lot for her character because she, even though she's an officer and even though he's technically a criminal, regardless, she helps him. And she helps him out and like tries to help him. And she's like, hey, I'll protect you. Just give me some information so I can try to figure all this out. So I think that speaks a lot for her character, for Caitlin. And that's why I think her and Vi will get along great, because she's like, I don't judge you for your tattoos. It's like, yes, please. I need this. So Marcus's accent still throws me off. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch episodes 1 through 3, because I swear he did not have that accent. Maybe he didn't say enough words, but I could have swore he did not have like an accent.
Or he didn't talk calmly.
Maybe that's it. But I was
most of the time he was yelling.
That's true. Maybe that was it. But I could have swore, I was like, when did you get like it's like he's trying to sound like Vander is what it sounds like. It's weird. Maybe that's something to it. I don't know.
And he now has the job going down there.
True, and he wasn't wearing the mask, so maybe that's something too. I don't know. That accent threw me off. I was like, when did you always have it? No. So speaking of masks, down here in the old underworld, what the heck? It's like all gone to hell in a handbasket.
With Vander gone, and remember Vander spoke up for that guy who was a market dealer.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to protect him from that. Silco's siding with pretty much anybody who's got power. Yeah, so it's all just, it felt very like It's a Wonderful Life, like Potterville, where the nice town gets turned into Potterville. Once George Bailey is like dead, everything goes to hell. That's like how I felt. There's this weird like turtle with is that a League of Legends reference? The turtle? Where?
Right back here. Where they're worshiping this turtle idol for a hot second. It's like one frame in here, and it's like, what is happening? Like, you have the guy polishing the shoes. Yeah, like that. Or is that just a visual?
That looks more like them just having a party.
Yeah, because they're like offering up this gemstone to him. It's weird. But yeah, all the tattoos. And then there's a guy like with a crocodile, and there's a Poro that looks like the Poro that's like, and there's another Poro behind this person's back, and they have like the leather cap. And he's got like a hawk with a gold chain. Like, these visuals are great. I love this.
It's become LA.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's Rodeo Drive, right? Oh, crazy. And then the last drop, I hated this part, because I was like, the last drop went from being Vander's respectable tavern to being this like rave and nightclub where everybody's just getting drunk and high and fighting, and it's just not the same. I hate it. It's like went from something that had some like endearment to it to just being, and the jukebox is like just blaring and everybody's, it's crazy. And then so this woman, she's not happy with Jinx. She's like, Jinx messed us up. And the thing is, Jinx was listening the whole time above. So yeah, she froze up and lost her shit.
Yep, but you were stuck to a thing and
she couldn't have done anything. She really, Jinx got them out, but.
And Vander knows this because he probably had the official report from Marcus.
Who does?
Silco.
Oh, Silco. Yeah, you said Vander. I was like,
I got it.
I was like, Vander's alive? No. Yeah, so Silco, right. Oh, so Silco and Marcus still, I'm sure, working together. Probably. Surprising no one. That's why Marcus doesn't want Caitlin to get in on it. Makes sense. So, interesting. I do like Jinx's older design. I like the tattoos of the clouds. It kind of matches her aloof personality. Her hair, how that girl has grown her hair out that much. I'm like, the braids, man, the braids. I think this gesture is really important too. The fact that he trusts her enough to shoot the stuff in his eye. I think the fact that he lets her do it says something for what he feels about her, that he trusts her. But she's just like so meek. She's like a little mouse. And she's like, God, girl has issues, and he gives her the thing to.
And he's got his little #1 dad cup down there.
He does. That's why I was like, he has the little monkey cup, the #1 dad cup. It's crazy. Yeah. And, yeah, she's just... And sometimes her eyes get so big, it's like... And he's like, oh my god, teenage girls, make it stop. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, he's got the cup and everything. And she just has like such a childlike personality, which it's like she's just never fully matured. She's always kind of stuck back in that child's age.
Had all that trauma at a young age.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like it's stuck to her. But yeah, the fact that he trusts her enough to do it. Oof. Okay. Interesting. So then we get to old Mel. Oh, Mel. Mel, she's not a gold digger because she's already got the gold, but she is an ambition digger. She's like, these people have nothing to offer me, but that poor sap on the blimp, that innocent sap that I can use, he does. I just get the idea that she just wanted to use Jayce because she's like, he's just the wonder boy, the golden child. He'll do whatever I want him to, and then like tries to seduce him, and then he ends up being like, nope. I like the nun. For a second, there's like the nun with the fan. That's like, all the visuals are great. Like, yeah. And then he shows up looking like Prince Charming out Cinderella. I like that in this moment her like outfit changes and she's more in black. It's like symbolic. She's more in the black outfit and he's in the white. It's like, And then this whole model of the city reminded me a lot of Gondor from Lord of the Rings. It reminded me of the city of Gondor. It's interesting. But yeah, and so she basically is all like, yes, you should totally use this new technology that we can monopolize and profit from. Go ahead, it's Progress Day. Trial runs. Who heard of those? It's funny. Interesting. And so, yeah.
And at the end, she just mentions the investors.
Yeah, and when she walks off, she's just like, she storms out of there like, nope, having none of it. I like the idea that Jinx's hangout is on this, like, fan blades, and she's just graffitied all over them. Viktor is like, I feel so sad for Viktor. But yeah, I like Jinx's hideout. The neon colors and the black light and everything. It's like their old hideout when they were kids. She's definitely got a lot of trauma, and she's just kind of repressed herself a little bit. It's interesting. It's like, oh, poor Viktor. And then, yeah, he has this moment, and then he just has to follow his heart, and Viktor's like, what are you doing? And then, yeah, the others leave him. And then, yeah, they just left the gemstone right there. WTF. And then Jinx gets the guards away with the fire, lures them away so she can go steal it. Yeah, very much got the Harley Quinn vibes and left the little airship there on the anvil. And research papers that I'm sure she took to Silco, of course. So it's interesting they've made this council position that's like head of security being like, okay, here's your chance to take action. Here's your chance to take responsibility. You're going to head up security to keep us safe while we keep our trades and investments going. And I'm sure use the technology to help, make security happen for Piltover. And I like that the one guy still has the toy that Mel gave him. He still kept it after all these years, and it's kind of faded a little bit. I like that little touch of the animation that you can tell it's faded.
It shows that he's kept using it.
Yeah, he's kept using it at all the meetings, but it just shows like how much power Mel... And all the council people are still the same. They're all the same council people as before. But yeah, of course Mel would propose the more radical solution, which is, let's just,
Let's create an ace seat, which hasn't been done since the founding.
Let's just create a new seat. We'll give it to this young whippersnapper whose only thing is he's been a scientist. But Heimerdinger's also only a scientist too, so... And Marcus is there too, so yeah, Marcus is like, what the hell? What is this going on here? So, yeah, and then, Viktor, honey, watching too, and Jayce is like, what? He looks older there. In that moment when Jayce gets concerned, he does show his age a little bit. And then, no, Heimerdinger's like, yep, let's do this. And then, oh my gosh. Very much the dad vibes here.
Fun fact, that is the song. That is her theme song when her character got revealed.
Oh, so if you play League of Legends, that's the theme for her?
Get Jinx. That's the name of the song.
Oh, so that's why you were all excited. You were like, being like, ah! I was like, oh, really? Then, okay. But yeah. And then, yeah, with the goggles and everything. And she has
and she's just being a teenage daughter listening to music while the parent is trying
he's just throwing a fit in the background, like, turn this music down.
And she took some of the butterflies.
She did, yeah. And then the megaphone, oh my gosh. He's like, and she's like, yeah, I killed him. Yep, did that, sure. But here's the thing, I got you something. It's great. Just you wait. And he's like, seeing Silco have to be like a dad to a teenage girl is hilarious. But then she has the goods. Mm-hmm.
Since he said the hex gates earlier were causing the most problems, and now he's got his hands on
a stone that could do similar technology. Yeah, I love the fireworks and her coming down over it. That's really cool. But yeah, no, okay, I see the goggles now on the one doll. The goggles of Claggers are on the doll. Yeah, that's probably the creepiest thing about this is that she has the Milo doll. Yeah, Jinx, honey. And then
here's the worst thing: since she has the note, she'll be able to figure out how he stabilized it in the first place.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
So, as that one counselor said, could they weaponize it?
As soon as they said that, I was like, yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen. As soon as they said that, I was like, okay. I also like the truth card is like somebody that looks like Milo with a skull. It's interesting. The truth card that's there. Also, Caitlyn's friggin' ripped. Girl has biceps. She did not skip arm day. She is ready to take out them guns and kick some ass. I'm really, really excited to see her and Vi, like, in this jail next episode. That's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, I like that she has her Philadelphia-style conspiracy board and she's just, like, laid it all out there. And I love that she has a little step stool so when she stands on it, she's the same height as Jayce. And they're, like, on equal footing.
Well, she also has a better view of the whole board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the purpose of it. I just like the visual of them being equals there. And I feel for Caitlyn because basically she's being told that her only option now is to be security. Is to be, like, a secretary desk job with him. But I'm like, he's making the job for you. He can put little clauses in there that say that, I guess you can go investigate if you need to.
But will he? He just said he wants her to be safe.
Yeah, that's true.
And if she has the ability to go investigate, that means she's going to go down to the Undercity.
True. But she'll just put him in a headlock and go. No, I know he's going to try to keep her safe. And he's going to be like, no. But I like the relationship that Jayce and Caitlyn have. It's very much like siblings. They feel like big brother, little sister vibes. I feel like he has the big brother vibe, and she's just like, ugh, I can do this. It's fine. She's like, I'm a cop. I got this. But then, yeah, she goes down to the prison. And, okay, and so that guy, now, obviously don't answer the question, but I'm curious if Vi knows that guy knows Jinx or not. Well, she knows him.
He was at the warehouse.
Yes, he was at the warehouse. She knows who he is.
He's one of the few survivors of the explosion.
Yes, so as soon his jaws broke, so as soon as that's what it is. Because I'm like, why did she attack him? But he's one of the few that she would know from back then.
She knows he works for Silco.
Uh-huh. Okay. That all makes sense now. I'm like, okay. And God, like...
And she can... And before, she just knocked him out. Now, without those cast iron gauntlets, she was able to... And only a tray.
Yeah.
She was able to break his jaw.
And the girl's sitting there punching the damn collar. I love this shot of Caitlyn looking at her punching the wall, like, through the grate. She's like, what the hell? What have I signed up for? And then, man, girl be ripped too. And I love she has the Vi. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Oh, that's exciting. That's so exciting. Okay, so we're setting up stuff. Viktor wants technology to advance because his physical state's deteriorating. Heimerdinger's like, proceed with caution. Jayce is kind of caught in the middle. Mel wants things to progress because she wants to like get the investors and monopolize and capitalize on it. Vi and Caitlyn are meeting down in the jail. Powder and Silco have one of the gemstones. And who I think is Echo is one of the firelights, which is in the underground too. So we got our setup. We got things set up. It's looking good. I think I'm most excited about Vi and Caitlyn's conversation. I'm curious about that. No spoilers, right? So any other thoughts? No? Were there any like League of Legends, non-spoilery League of Legends Easter eggs that stuck out?
They mentioned Noxus.
Yeah!
Noxus is a military state Mel's family comes from.
Okay. When they said that, it's like a throwaway line, and I was like, I wonder if that's like an Easter egg that if you know League of Legends, you know what that is. Because when he said that, I was like, okay. But, alright.
Noxus is heavily military. They believe that if you're willing to acquire the strength and use it for Noxus, then you got a place with us. They're constantly fighting with Demacia.
Okay. I like that in this world, and that's kind of cool because it's sort of setting up in this that we're just getting one world, and with the Hexgate and stuff, and we're seeing all these other worlds come into play. So if they wanted to do multiple seasons of this show, they could go out to other... So it's like this one story is just one part, and then the next season could focus on a different part, and they could go and interweave with one another. So yeah, we're just seeing like a slice of the bigger picture.
Yeah, we're seeing just the relation between two city-states, and they could expand on this. We could get from like a season 2, we could see Noxus and Demacia. We could see Ionia, which is like almost like Japan.
So there's like a lot there. I mean, there's so many options they could do with this series if they want to expand upon it and take these characters and introduce new characters and do all sorts of things. It's like we're just seeing like a little tip of the iceberg with it.
Yeah, which if they want to focus on one place, they could even do Bilgewater, which is a place full of pirates. They go like to Ionia and places like that. It's full of there's a whole bunch of characters from there.
See, you had me at pirates. I love a good pirate story. Yes. Okay. That's exciting, though. That's exciting that we're just getting... This is just one part of a bigger whole. Like, I like that. I like the idea that they've got room to expand in different ways. That's pretty cool. Nice. All right. Well, that's pretty exciting. I enjoyed this episode. This was a great start to part 2. And now it makes sense in the opening. We saw what looked like... I recognized Vi because of the gauntlets, but I was like, who's Vi fighting? And it's Jinx. Like, you see the 2 statues. And at the time I was like, ha! And now it all makes sense. So, very cool. So, awesome. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. Please feel free to comment down below. Please, no spoilers. But yeah, this is off to a great start. And so next time we'll look at episode 5. So in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll see y'all again real soon with episode 5 of Arcane. Bye!